Hey guys, welcome back to In Depth. My name is Utkarsh, and today you're watching 6 bad things about Google Pixel phones that nobody is talking about and that you ought to know. Moving away from the Nexus lines of smartphones, Google has designed and manufactured its first couple of handsets, that is the Google Pixel and the Google Pixel XL. These are the first phones to be made by Google inside and out, meaning that Google has masterminded the software as well as the hardware on these devices. While HTC is the firm that has actually built these devices, the search giant has had a big say in what goes into these devices and how these devices operate. You may easily find a lot of videos talking about the Pixels, and almost all of them have sung praises about these devices. So I decided to bring out some of the mishits and some of the missing features on these devices that one cannot overlook or one cannot ignore, as they stick out like a sore thumb. At the first glance, Google Pixel looks a lot like the iPhones. But yes, at least it does have a 3.5mm audio jack. The Pixel is made up of metal, but Google has added a sheet of glass on the rear, which really looks off-putting. Also, there has been no reason as to why Google has kept that sheet of glass on the back. By doing this, they tried to be a servant to two masters, glass and metal, but the rear really looks off-putting and sticks out like a sore thumb. While on the front, we are welcomed by thick, chunky bezels, which really surprises me because Google has gone for on-screen buttons on the Pixels, so they could have easily avoided those ugly bezels. If we keep the specification sheet aside for the time being, both Google Pixel and Pixel XL don't have any outstanding features to offer. The glass sheet on the back, why is it there when Google has not included wireless charging supportability in the flagship smartphone? Also, water resistance has been a feature for high-class smartphones for a while now, and this year even Apple joined in on the fun. It's a bit perplexing why Google wouldn't add at least splash resistance to its flagship, seeing that most of its top competitors have this feature. This may sound a bit nitpicking, but it does kind of come from the fact that though Google has masterminded these devices, they have been built by HTC, who really knows how to make stereo speakers on a handset. Also, we must not forget that Nexus 6 and Nexus 6P both had stereo speakers on them, but the super premium Pixels seem to forgo the idea altogether. Okay. There is a new feature on the Google Pixel, which is the Google Assistant, which can be accessed by long pressing the home button or by just saying, "Okay Google." Earlier, this feature was seen on Google Allo, but at that time it was just a preview version. Pixels are the first couple of smartphones with the Google Assistant, the AI software that the company has spent a lot of time developing, but this forms the third missit by Google. At present, the Assistant only offers Google services, so you cannot ask it to play Spotify, for example. It is an artificial intelligence software which will need a significant amount of time to learn, evolve and get better. And if Google was delivering its top-of-the-line smartphone, they should have made the artificial intelligence software perfect without any flaw. So this forms a downside for the time being. If you are an expandable storage fan, then there is a bad news for you, as Google continues to shun microSD on the Pixel. That hasn't changed from the Nexus to Pixel conversion. Instead, you'll have to rely on the 32GB or the 128GB of internal storage option. Also, they did not care to introduce a midway, that is a 64GB of internal storage option. Also, there is no 256GB of model either. Turning to the battery life, and the Google Pixel squeezes in a non-removable 2770 mAh power pack. That's bigger than the iPhone 7's, but smaller than the batteries found on the Samsung Galaxy S7 and HTC 10. Also, at 2770 mAh, the battery might not even last a day. The US pricing for the Google Pixel is $649 and $749 for the 32GB variant and the 128GB variant respectively, which is almost equivalent to 43,000 and 50,000 Indian rupees. But the Google Pixel will be available for a sum of rupees 57,000 and 66,000 Indian rupees for the 32GB and the 128GB variants respectively. And there's more to it. The US pricing for the Google Pixel XL is $769 and $869 for the 32GB variant and the 128GB variant respectively, which is almost equivalent to 51,000 and 58,000 Indian rupees respectively. But the Google Pixel XL will be available in India for a sum of rupees 67,000 Indian rupees and 76,000 Indian rupees respectively for the 32GB and the 128GB variant. And I really don't get this at all. Why are the prices of these smartphones so skyrocketing in India, where the price of a smartphone matters a lot to the people? Google should have given a second thought to the pricing of these smartphones in India. So that's pretty much it. The 6 bad things about the Google Pixel or the mishits by Google in developing the Google Pixel smartphones. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to smash the thumbs up button below. Also, subscribe to In-Depth for more videos like these. Stay connected, stay updated. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.